And we'll give it a little 3, 2, 1. It didn't play. 3, 2, 1 again. Still didn't play. Okay, this is good. Hello and welcome to another episode of Questlog. My name is Tyler Everett. This is episode 43, and I am joined by Brian Maxwell and Luke Phillips. How you guys doing?
Great. It's a prime number episode, so it's going to be a
those.
goodie.
Those ones are always the best.
Hey, I'm good. Glad to be back.
Yeah, you've been gone for a minute. How's been camping and stuff?
It was good. Went on a camping trip with a bunch of friends, and it was fantastic. Other for the slightly cold and damp weather that we had, but we managed it. It was a good time.
How do you manage that if it's cold and damp and you're stuck in a hammock? What do you got to do?
You bundle up very much. Lots of sleeping bags and blankets.
Okay.
A rain tarp. Keep
Okay.
the rain off you.
You're ensconced in a cocoon, right?
Yes. And then
Sounds terrifying.
when you're up and moving around, you have a large campfire.
There you go. All right.
It's Camping 101 for when we do Questlog camping.
There you go. All right. Sounds good.
We're going to
I'm taking
podcast live from the woods.
The Weird Woods.
Weird. Sounds good to me, man. Yeah. Yeah. Anything else new, exciting going on with you guys?
No.
Game of Thrones has been awesome.
Yeah, it's been
It's
real
been-
good.
Brian has heard. He's heard such things.
Yeah, he's heard it's been good, but he does not partake.
Yeah. Last
think
two
we've
episodes have
got-
been real winners.
Yeah, they've been fantastic. So much is happening. There's only 2 episodes left of the season, I think.
Oh, say it ain't so.
It is a 7-episode season. We're already about to start 6.
Yeah, every episode so far has felt like it could have been a season ender for any of the previous seasons. So at least the past few. But yeah, this one's about to start into like a real D&D campaign.
Yeah,
like,
it feels very D&D-ish. We've got our 2-handed warrior. We've got our cleric.
Yep. We got an undead guy. Spoilers. I'm just kidding, sort of.
We don't.
Yeah, nothing really new here. I've been still riding the bike around. Tonight when I left work, I could hear live music happening, so I rode the bike around a few blocks to find out where it was coming from. It was really hard because it was all just like echoing off of all of the buildings in the industrial park down there. So it was kind of like it was an adventure, a mini adventure.
Yeah,
Did you find
using
it?
your instincts, your hunter-gatherer skills.
Yeah, I have those, and yeah. So I found the music and got closer to it, and it wasn't very good. So I rode away and went home.
Was it just a person's house? Or
No, they had a stage set up at a baseball field nearby. So I don't know if it was like a little music festival or just like just a party, and they had a whole stage set up. I'm not sure what was going on. But yeah, the closer I got, it wasn't really my jam, but it was cool that it was happening, and yeah, I just kept on rolling. Just let people do. I just let people be.
Yeah.
Just like, hey, it wasn't
freedom,
for me, and
man.
I didn't decide to like,
just keep rolling.
I didn't need a picket sign or
We didn't have any food
guns
out?
or anything. No food. No, that would have been a game changer. I might
Well,
have
that's a hard pass.
might
Then.
have hung out a little longer. Yeah, that's about it for me. So yeah, Brian, anything going on? Just loving life. Just everything's good.
Yeah.
Brian,
Just living.
before we started, I heard some
Dog.
rustling over on your end. What are you eating over there?
I have mini Reese's peanut butter cups. The tiny ones that are not wrapped, so you can just put them straight into your face without having to.
Just shovel them in there.
That's
Right.
efficient right there.
Just
Yeah,
keep 'em
'cause I'm,
going.
like, I love Reese's, but I don't know, 3 or 4 of those little peanut butter cups, I get tired of taking the wrapping off, and
Yeah,
I get mad, stop eating them.
Yeah.
There's no brakes on this train. It's going.
You ever throw the whole bag in the freezer? You ever try that?
Yeah.
Scent?
Yeah, I get a little crazy.
Get a little
Yeah.
crazy, get a little weird with it. All right, it's good stuff, man. Well, let's dive into what we've been playing with this. That sound means it's time for the new games and the old games and all the games.
Just all the games.
Yeah, Luke. Since you've been gone, I'm going to give you the away bonus, and
Oh, there's a bonus for
yeah,
being away?
let you go first here. Yeah, let me find it first. But why don't you tell me
You
about
get 2 extra points. Go
yeah,
on.
two extra points just for you.
Nice.
How's what's this game? I'm not sure how to pronounce it. It's Skyrim.
Skyrim.
Skyrim. What is that
Skyrim.
one? What is that
Yep,
one?
Skyrim, actually.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yep.
Yeah,
Close.
I think I've heard of it.
Yep.
Any good?
So I tried dabbling into a little bit of the old Skyrim, and it kind of bounced right off me this time,
What?
which is
heard
very
it wasn't that good.
surprising. No, it's not good.
Overrated. It's overrated, I've heard.
I don't know if you've heard of the game. It's nearly 6 years old now.
Yeah.
But, so I think really what did it is, after playing a lot of Breath of the Wild, I'm used to being able to just climb up on literally flipping everything.
Right.
And in this game, you can't do that. So I was playing a sneaky archer, as you do in Skyrim, and I'm in this cave, and it's like a smuggler's cave. So there's a bunch of shelves packed full of crates and everything, and I have to go through it and kill some guards. And I'm like, I want to climb up on this wall and get on top of all these boxes,
like a Spider-Man, like climb
yeah.
yeah.
Could you run up the wall?
Nope.
Hmm.
No running
you
up
sure
the
it was
wall,
Skyrim?
no climbing. Okay. And then I was in one of the big cities, the Solitude, and I'm like, why can't I climb up on this house or climb up on the wall and get in that way? Why do I have to go through the gate?
Why can't I just paraglide into the city?
Yeah, I just want to paraglide everywhere now. So no, I just
Use
really
my
had a hard
stamina
time getting into it because I'm just looking at some things and like, man, I really wish I could do that in this game.
Yeah, it's funny because I think that was originally like Brian, you said that it was a little off-putting that in Breath of the Wild you could just kind of scale anything, just kind of Spider-Man your way up the side of
It
everything.
feels good. Like the gameplay feels good, but there's a disconnect where it's like, this is a sheer wall. Like, how the hell
Yeah.
can I climb this?
right.
Have you seen people climb sheer walls? They can do
Uh,
it. People
can
do
they,
that
though?
sort of thing. Yes.
Link doesn't have suction cup hands,
You don't know that.
does he? Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right.
He's got a magic
wiki it.
paraglider. So yeah, and if it's not there, just feel free to add that in. Yeah, I could see that, Luke. I've there's been a couple games that I've gone to and kind of felt like, oh, I don't move around this the same way. It's different. Yeah, I don't know how to fix that.
I
Is
think
there a
after
mod
6
for it?
years.
Is there a mod?
Well, kinda. I did approximately 3.5 seconds worth of Googling,
Okay,
and I did find
approximately
a
the right amount.
Sneak Tools mod that actually sounds pretty interesting, and I might pick up and install. It adds a lot of more assassination abilities to the game,
Mhm.
and it really kind of reminds me of Thief. So they add
Yeah.
water arrows, so you can put out torches. They add fire arrows, you can ignite people. There's arrows that will drop oil on the ground that you can ignite. And there's a rope arrow that you can shoot and then climb up the rope, which is all straight from Thief.
Yeah, I played some Thief.
If I'm not mistaken, I think that mod also makes it so that windows are usually an enterable thing,
Oh,
like
really?
an interactable thing. If it's not that one, there's another mod that does that too. So
That's pretty cool. That should be in the game.
I would check that out too, because yeah, I think it adds a bunch of windows to a lot of buildings, so that those are now entry points as well.
Kind of makes some
Boy.
doors.
Mm-hmm.
Those faces. looking
Some of
kind of
them,
rough.
some of them are very 2011.
Oh no,
you
there
know?
we go. There's Lizard Man. It's fine.
So the other cool thing that mod added is the ability to slit somebody's throat. It basically uses your pickpocket ability and uses that as the skill, and you have the option to make them
Just end them right then and there, huh?
yep, from ear to ear, take them out.
That's a thing that you could do in the base game too, but it was like you had to have a high enough sneak ability, and then you had to be behind them and basically get a critical, and it didn't always happen. It was like a
Yeah, I think that was basically if you could like one shot them with your
Right.
backstab multiplier, it would do the killing animation.
right.
Whereas this is more of like an actual skill.
Right. You select them and then choose to do it, and it takes all of the dice roll out of it and just makes it so that if you have a sharp knife, you can end that person. That makes sense. That kind of stuff is cool to me.
So,
Yeah, cool.
but I think after 6 years, the game is starting to show its age a little bit.
Okay.
Finally, I mean, this game has really lasted a long ass time. If you think about it, 6-year-old game, we can still talk about it.
Yeah, I feel like mods are the thing that keep it going for me. I check in every once in a while and reinstall some mods and kind of play around with it until it breaks the thing and go from there.
Hey, what's
Hello.
going on?
What's up? What you got?
See?
Oh, thank you. My wife just brought me a drink. Am I supposed to try this?
Yes.
Okay.
It's for tomorrow.
God damn. Okay. All right.
Pass the test.
Huh? It's good. It's a good job. You did a good job.
Will you drink it?
Sure. The whole thing? All right.
Now,
Thank you.
one gulp.
Yeah.
Can I have one?
Yeah.
Can you email me one?
I'm getting alcoholic drinks delivered to me. Thank you, hon. I appreciate it.
Not too bad.
Yeah, there we go. I don't know what that is, but sure.
It looks very blue.
Probably get me drunk.
Based on the initial reaction, I would assume so.
Yeah. It's got vodka in it, I can tell you that. Anyway, what were we talking about? Skyrim. Yeah, it's good. It's real good. Brian, why don't you tell me
Yeah.
about some Slime Rancher, man?
Boy, we done been ranching some slimes today.
You're getting the ranch going today, huh? I'm gonna find that clip. I swear it. I will.
Yeah,
It's on here somewhere.
It's out there.
There
I
she be.
nearly bought this game because it looks really cool.
If I could recommend things to you, I'd probably recommend this to you.
Yeah.
But you can't, so you
Right.
won't.
But if I could.
Oh man.
Like initially, it felt a little bit like, was it Astroneer, the one where you're
Uh-huh.
walking around in space and sucking everything up with your vacuum gun?
Yes.
This is very similar. You've got a vacuum gun, but you're sucking up slimes and chickens and carrots and stuff instead of space garbage.
Oh, this looks great.
It's really good. Yeah, you've got a ranch where you are building pens and capturing slimes, and you feed the slimes, and they poop out little diamonds. And you turn the diamonds into money and buy
Everyone
more
knows
things.
that is how slime works.
Yep, that is factual.
That's nature. Yep.
Proven
So you got
science.
upgrades to buy for your gear, and you build more pens to house more slimes, and you upgrade your pens, and it's just real. It's got a little bit of a Stardew Valley feel to it, like not in the way it plays, but in that it's just there's a lot to do, but it's relaxing, and you never have to do anything.
This game is making me happy just watching it.
Yes.
It's every person in my family has played this today, and everybody loves it.
Did you get that on the PC or on an Xbox or
Yes.
the PS4 or what'd you get it on?
PC and Xbox.
Oh, that's smart. That was a smart move.
Yep.
This is
Brian,
my
did you
slime
get
ranch.
into
yours.
crossbreeding the different slimes? Yet?
Not yet, no. Okay. So the slimes poop.
Yep.
They poop these diamonds, and each different breed of slime has its own unique poop. If a slime eats a different slime's poop, it turns into this big version, this big mashup of the two of them.
Okay. Yep.
You know,
Yeah,
again, it's
science.
nature.
I know that's yeah. Everyone knows that.
Yeah, I'm not telling you anything new here.
Okay.
This-
All right.
Some of the things
Yeah.
I was seeing is you can make some really crazy crossbreeds with them.
Mhm.
And,
You just have to force feed them the other one's feces. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, you don't have to force feed them. They'll
They'll-
seek it out
they'll-
all on their own. Yeah, they're into it. Yeah, there's
You
lots
can't
of
blame 'em.
exploration in the game. Like, it's kind of surprising me how big the world is so far, and how many little nooks and crannies and out of the way areas that I've missed, like places I thought was explored.
Are you feeding chickens to cat slimes right now?
Yeah, sure am.
Okay.
No mercy.
yeah, cat slimes eat chicken.
Everyone knows
Yep.
that.
Come on.
Yeah, and all the slimes are so happy. Like, even sometimes the pink ones get in the way, and I just suck them up into my vacuum gun, and I just fire them out into the ocean, and they just smile and laugh all the way down.
I want to know where this came from. Like, when did we decide that like sentient slime was a thing? And it's always so like cute.
Dragon
and
Warrior.
innocent. Dragon Warrior, you think started that? Started the slimes?
Dragon Warrior on the NES back.
I guess Zelda had slimes
I don't know how
in it
many years
too.
ago.
They
30?
call them something different. They call them I don't remember what they call them, but they're little slime, little jelly monsters too. In Zelda, so
Yeah.
okay, all right. I remember playing. I think I talked about Ragnarok Online, the beta for that last time. Last episode, maybe. They called them porrings in that game, and they look exactly like this. They were always like with a big smile on their face, and they were just like just bouncing around, happy as could be. And you had to kill them and knock all the loot out of them.
My 6-year-old boy had watched some YouTubers like stream this, and he said he wanted it, so I downloaded a demo to make sure it was okay, and then I was like, I'm fucking gonna get myself a copy too. It's real good. Yeah, there's a free demo on Steam.
Oh, cool.
Is it really?
Yep.
Shoot.
My 6-year-old loves it. My 10-year-old loves it, and my 3-year-old, had to do what her older brother and sister were doing, and she enjoyed it too. And that's kind of cute. She's learning to use both analog sticks, which is proud as a parent, and then as a gamer, it's just nightmare hell to watch someone who's just looking up at the clouds and trying to walk.
spinning.
I'm just like, no, just turn your head. Don't run that way. Turn and walk straight. And like, it's okay, sweetie.
Yeah, it's okay. You have fun your way, but
Exactly.
you're looking at the sky. You don't know where you're going right now.
It was really neat, like watching my boy play, because he's kind of grown up with Minecraft, and I can really tell the difference just in that mindset. First of all, he's pissed off that he doesn't have access to everything right off the rip. Like there are things that are grayed out that he can't get to or hasn't found yet, and he's just mad at that.
Mm-hmm.
Because in Minecraft, the default way they play is just a creative mode where you just have as much of everything in the game as you want all the time.
Right.
So he's not thrilled about that, but he wants to explore by jumping, up and from ledge to ledge as much as he possibly can. And he got into an area where he got himself, very stuck early on, just because I think he got to where he wasn't supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I would never think to do that. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, buddy, you can't get up. Oh, well, maybe you can get up there. Okay, well, you go ahead then.
Yeah, you said that you were telling me that story earlier that like there's areas that are kind of like you see kind of like an energy barrier or kind of like a
Right, areas
like a
you have to unlock with
shiny
in-game
gray area.
currency.
And he was like jumping across buildings and stuff to like bypass it, and you had that kind of like, oh, okay, I guess. All right, you just do you, I guess.
Yep.
That's cool.
But yeah, I'm super into this game so far. It's got that nice feedback loop of I've got crops and I've got stuff to feed the crops to get money, to get upgrades, fucking explore further. And there's no time pressure. There's nothing coming to kill me. It's just I do whatever I feel like doing.
That's cool. Having
Really
some games like
enjoying it.
that it's good. That's cool, man.
It's $20 and worth every penny.
I think I'm gonna definitely check this out. This
Yeah, there's a demo, so
Looks
at least
good.
give it a try.
Yeah, for sure. Cool, man. Slime Rancher. Go get it. Go slime ranches and ranch some slimes.
Really wish more games had demos nowadays.
Uh,
You'll see
speaking
that a
of
whole
that,
lot.
Nice.
speaking of that, I hear Prey got a demo. So that's
On
cool.
PC, finally.
Yeah. Yeah.
I demoed it on PS4 way back when, before it was out, but it wasn't on PC until now.
Yeah,
demo.
that's one I want to check out because it seems like a game I would really like, and another one where you can kind of play around with stuff. So yeah, it's on my radar. I think I'll download that demo and give that a try for next week.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's that. I I'm kind of boring. I've been playing the same stuff. I'm gonna talk about Diablo 3 here for just a second because that's the thing that's been taking up the most of my time. But yeah, Diablo 3. I don't know if you've heard of it. I don't know if I've mentioned it before, but it's very good. And another game that is almost 6 years old. Yeah, man. I don't know. I'm addicted to the set dungeons. I think those are very cool. They're very, very frustrating, but it's a thing that's very rewarding and isn't dependent on finding like better versions of the gear I already have. Like once you have the set and a couple items, you can pretty much do the set dungeons if you equip the right runes and get the right skills and that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's been pretty fun. I did all of the Crusader ones. I went back on my non-seasonal character and did almost all the Barbarian ones now. So I think that's going to be a thing I just try to do. I try to get all of them and do all of them and unlock some cool wings, and I don't know. It's been a fun kind of like side quest instead of just grinding out higher, greater rifts and stuff. I've had fun doing that. So
Whenever Diablo can give you a reason to go and do something specific, that's nice.
yeah, and the rewards
So much
aren't
of it is
any-
just like, I don't know, just go kill some shit and see what drops.
right. Yeah, it's nice to have something to work towards, and a lot of these things are like the set dungeons are skill based. Like most of them require that you kill all of the enemies in the dungeon without dying, without taking fatal damage. And then there's extra requirements that you have to do. Like one of them that was giving me a really hard time was the whirlwind. What is it called? Something of the wastes.
The wastes,
set. The
yeah.
waste set. Yeah, for the barbarian, you had to basically not get hit by any physical attacks either. So you couldn't let anything actually physically hit you. You had to kill it all before it got to you, or stun it, or do something. And that one
And
was,
you had to land your rend skill on 10 enemies, I think 5 times, and it felt like I was doing that, but I think the most I could get was 9. And most
Yeah.
times it was like, oh, you hit 4 enemies. Just like, okay.
Yep. So trying to do that and not get hit was really hard. So I decided to just focus on one of them. And I completed one. I didn't master it. To master it, you have to do both.
Right.
And I was having a hard time even just clearing it in the right amount of time. So it's rough. But I do want to go back
Don't
and
take
do it.
any physical damage on a melee character seems pretty ludicrous.
It does, yeah. Yep. And there's also traps. There's like these swinging axe traps in that dungeon. Same ones you find in the ruins of Sescheron, Luke. So if you've been there, you know which ones I'm talking about. So like at one point, those are set up through these different corridors, and you have to go through those to get to the next enemies. And the elites that spawn in those areas have the Waller ability. So I made it to the very last enemy. Was one of those elites in that hallway, and he walled me into a corner, and one of those traps came and hit me, and I failed it. I was like, shit.
Oh,
I was real mad about that.
Rage.
Yep, I was not thrilled. So then I went and played Heroes of the Storm, and we kicked the shit out of everything like 4 times in a row.
Yeah, we had some goods.
And I went back and completed it after that. So yeah. Anyway, I'm still way into it. That's what I've been doing the most. Yeah.
I've
Diablo
played
3.
my Necromancer a little bit.
Yeah, I keep seeing you push higher and higher greater rifts. I think what did you say, you're up to like 74, 75 now?
I almost did a 75.
Nice.
It was one of those deals where running low on time, came across the champion pack I needed to unlock the Guardian, and ended up dying to that pack.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah,
so that makes
that's rough. So close, so far
to
away.
the point where I'm just getting one shot if I'm not careful.
Mm-hmm.
And I got walled in, and artillery hit me.
Bummer.
It was bad. Bad times.
Yeah.
They're bad.
Yep. Well, Diablo is still good. It's still a good, like, just blow off steam game. If you ever just want to, like, get in there and run normal rifts or, you know, not do anything too taxing and just watch a bunch of stuff die, it's very good for that. And that's been helpful, too, since, you know, everything's bad outside of the world. So sometimes you just need to go in there and be the strongest thing and kill all the things and, you know.
New patch notes came out on the PTR for Diablo 3.
Thank you, Luke. That's the thing I was thinking of that I kept forgetting. Yeah, the PTR is up right now too, and a lot of changes. A lot of
You said it was buffs.
Yeah.
Pretty much across
I think
classes.
everything got buffed, and not minor either.
Yeah, some of these are huge changes. Like some skills that were doing like plus 600% damage are now doing like plus 1500. Yeah, I saw that for a lot of them. They reworked a lot of or I think I don't know if it was necessarily set bonuses. They reworked a lot of like runes, a lot of the runes for your skills for the different classes. It sounds like
I
they're
saw a lot
adding
of set bonus changes myself.
Oh, there were some of those too.
Oh,
I missed
yeah.
some of those. But yeah, and they're adding new legendaries, like converting old legendaries to have new affixes and stuff.
Yeah, you said the ones that don't come with any like special abilities, they're gonna add abilities to those.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they've been doing that for years. Like I found out that there was a pole arm that I had that the new versions of it all had this cool effect for the furious charge ability for the barbarian, and mine didn't have that. And I was like, oh damn it, that sucks. So I was like, oh, I'm smart. I'll take it to the cube and reforge it, and that'll get it. You know, I'll get that ability now. And I went and did that, and just got another poopy old version. So I went and Googled it, and they're like, oh, yep, totally. If you have an old one, it's gonna be an old one forever. So sorry about that.
Yeah, I was reading that when they do that, it's basically a completely new item.
Right, just has the same
It's
name.
pretty interesting. It's not a modification to an existing item. It's just all brand
The system sees them as two separate things.
new. Yep.
Yeah, and I kind of get that. The part that sucks is like, say you got a primal ancient legendary that was garbage last week, and now it's gonna have this bonus that would totally make your whole set, and you just, you know, vendored it or turned it into shards or something. That would be kind of disappointing. But
Well, if I remember correctly, any of the special bonuses, like the the orange text or whatever, those will be modified, but any stat changes will not be. So, like,
I
if-
read the opposite.
Ooh,
At least
controversy.
At least that's how it works now. Because like I said, I had one of those, and it definitely did not gain the legendary.
Well, it's not going to
Text.
gain the new ability, but if they
Right.
change the stats on that,
Right? Yeah.
yeah. But
Yeah.
like, I know there was one item that I think it was guaranteed to roll with like attack speed,
Mm.
and they're taking that off or something. But so that won't update.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. So yeah, some changes coming through. It's cool to see that they're still working on the game. You know, they still have people actively developing for it and making those changes because people like me are still way into it. So that's cool. I'm
I think the idea behind this patch is to get the other classes as strong as the Necromancer right now, because I don't
Oh,
think the
gotcha.
Necro had a whole lot of buffs to it, whereas all the other classes had huge increases.
Yeah, it's funny because I'm not playing at the level of, you know, the people pushing the super high greater rifts and stuff. But I keep seeing on the forums, like, people are complaining a lot about the melee classes. The Barbarian and the Crusader seem to be like, way underpowered compared to the other ones. So they seem to be getting some really huge changes. So
You go onto the Blizzard forums.
I dip my toes
Brave
in every
soul.
once and again. Yeah, I know.
Have you ever not regretted it?
At
At least on some level.
I mean, Brian, if I had to sit here and list all my regrets, we'd be here all night. But yeah, it's not usually a greatly enlightening experience. I'll give you that.
Whether the news or the post is positive or not, you don't have to go far before
Right.
someone's just a shitbird. Yeah.
I advise you go to the Diablo subreddit instead.
That's where I've been hanging out the most, and even there, that's kind of the echo chamber. There is
It's not as toxic.
No. But yeah, there you go. I don't know when that's gonna go live. I forgot to check to see how long the season was gonna be, because I don't think it's coming with a season change. I think we're gonna get just a regular old patch first. But
Yeah, it's going to be like middle of the season, I think.
okay,
Should be pretty soon.
that's cool. Very, very cool. Let's skip over to Luke again. Hey, Luke.
Hey,
Hey, man.
hi.
How you doing?
I know what's coming.
We talked about it last week, but you weren't here. They've made changes to No Man's Sky, and you're the
Yep.
space guy. So
Yep.
Crane's not here. It's okay.
I need to know. Yeah, Kring's not here to troll you. It'll
This
be
is a
fine.
safe area.
It's a safe space. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can
Space.
you can tell us how you really feel. What, how did No Man's Sky treat you?
All right, so I wasn't going to dig into this. I had actually uninstalled the game a few weeks ago, and then this new update came out, adding portals and new farming, increased storyline, a bunch of different changes, right? So I'm like, I'll check it out. Well, it went through and broke my entire save file to the point where I was redoing a quest from the initial 1.1 Foundation update.
Ooh.
And I'm like, no, I can't get into this. I can't redo these stupid quests to get my scientist and my construction guy and whatever else into my base. And it completely broke my base so that my doors weren't working correctly.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So I might go through and pick it up again and just jump to a whole new area and rebuild everything.
So
It sounded like the kind of thing where you'd want to start fresh, I would
Yeah,
think.
but I don't want to start fresh.
Don't you, though?
No, I really don't. I got my ship, I got my freighter, I got my max slots on my suit. I
You
don't
put
wanna
your
start-
time in. I get it.
yeah. I don't know. I heard that one of the things that they improved was the whole starting experience to kind of ramp that up so that you can get your suit slots and all that kind of stuff faster. But I hear you. If you've already done that and you're not really looking to start fresh, that's a real kick in the dick to find out that
Yeah.
your base is broken and oh, by the way, all those quests you did, do them again. Like that sucks.
It's not like they're the most interesting quest for your base either. It's literally you walk to some guy, you click through some dialogue, and you go fetch some resources and come back, and they give you a blueprint for something else. And then that blueprint used for another guy in your base, where then they send you on another fetch quest, and you come back, and they give you a different blueprint. And then you go
Click
to
through
a third
dialogue.
guy in your base.
There's your problem. You got to read that stuff. That's the good stuff, man.
Oh no, it's all on alien gibberish. You can't read it. You have to
You can't
unlock
read it.
those words.
Don't let your dreams
Get
be
to
dreams.
work. Just Google Translate it. It's
Yeah,
fine.
it's
Yeah.
okay.
There you go.
Google Translate the Viking language.
Yeah.
Babelfish.
Well,
We'll see. I might pick it up at some point and give it another go. Maybe I will start a new save. See if the beginning is any better.
I've heard other people talk about it in almost the same way as Stardew Valley and things like that. That it's just kind of a relaxing game to play.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't- I didn't get that feeling from it when I tried it, but that was back before all of the updates and stuff. So
I didn't either. I'm also not inclined towards space, so
right.
That's exactly what I said when I was first playing it. It was one of the most relaxing games I'd ever played. Just hop
Right.
into a planet, farm some resources, and then check out a different planet.
I know I remember being so hyped for this when they were originally showing the planets, and I think one of the big changes that did interest me was I guess the flying, like the controls and stuff when you're doing suborbit flight, has been tweaked a lot and is supposed to be a lot more fun. I don't
Yeah,
know,
this patch is supposed to add the low flying update,
Mhm.
so you can like skim across the surface of the planet. And
Buzz the planet.
I don't know, it didn't really work that great for me. You could just fly lower. I wouldn't say it's more interesting or exciting.
Hmm.
It's,
Yeah, we talked about this a little bit this week. Like I was wondering, what if this had been an early access game? Like how different would everyone's feelings on it be at this point?
it should have been.
Yeah,
It absolutely should have been an early access game.
I think Sony kind of ruined it by backing it essentially, because Sony doesn't do early access. They don't roll that way. So
Right.
I think it got rushed out. Well, clearly it got rushed out the door.
Right, and I mean,
Alternate reality.
Who's to say that people still wouldn't have roasted it for not living up to the massive amount of hype that was gathered around it? But still, if there was this idea that, like, hey, you're buying in for $20 or $30, and you know that there's going to be updates coming, and then we'll sell it for $60. I think that's an easier pill to swallow than here's a $60 finished game, full price on the shelves, and oh, by the way, it doesn't really fit what we had been promising. And that, I think, is
Yeah, I feel like
suicide,
with this patch, even if it doesn't fit their original vision for it, I think it's more fleshed out and there's at least more here.
Well, this was for their 1 year anniversary.
God, it's
That's what
been a
this kind
year.
of came out for. And I tell you, I mean, after the initial response from developers, and once it came out, they were very, very quiet and didn't say much of anything for like the first month or two. So to see them go through and actually still update the game a year later is
Yeah, that's
admirable.
good. They're trying to make good on their
Yeah.
promises.
It's unexpected too. I mean, I thought we just wouldn't hear from that developer for a couple of years.
Yeah, just be like, well, we fucked up. Let's just let it die.
They
Kind
could have
of.
easily closed up shop and created a company with a new name and tried to distance themselves from the whole fiasco, but yeah, they're sticking with it, and kudos to them.
Yeah, for sure.
Who knows what we might see in the next year or so, and new updates. And I see they added a multiplayer, quote unquote, to the game.
I heard about that too.
Yeah.
Like, there's like little orbs that fly around that represent other players.
I don't think you interact in any way, do you? It's just like, okay, that's
if
another
you're
player
on,
over there.
If you're on the same planet in the same time, in the same spot, you'll see an orb that represents that person. Is my understanding, which is
Bringing Fable 2's tech to to 2017.
one thing I did see though when I went to my broken base today is you have the option to allow other people to access your base.
Okay.
So if someone finds your planet, lands on the planet, and finds your base, they can actually go inside of it and check it out.
That's good.
And you can
That's
also
neat.
upload your base to the Steam Workshop now, which is pretty cool.
That's interesting.
So they are adding some more multiplayer capabilities, and good on them.
Yeah, that's always a very tricky element. Like, I'm a big old Care Bear. Like, there are games I've seen on Steam where I'm just like, this sounds really good. Okay, multiplayer PvP, and then I scroll down and look at the comments, and it's like, I spent X weeks in gold building my base, and then I logged in, and everyone destroyed it.
Yeah.
And as soon as I see that, I'm just like, nope, just not interested.
I don't think
Well-
that is what you can do in this, right? Like,
No.
other
No,
people can
no,
visit
no.
it, and yeah, I hear what you're saying though. Yeah, it's a dangerous, dangerous path.
One cool thing they did also add to this, which the base game needed desperately, is they added like missions at the space stations now.
Okay.
So you can go there and you can pick up like a cargo hauling mission. So you get a bunch of loot, you have to take it to another system, drop it off at the space station, and get credits.
That's basically what you were doing
Rebel
in
Galaxy.
Rebel Galaxy. Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
say.
yep. Playing Rebel Galaxy and No Man's Sky.
Good stuff.
Can't wait to buy my Capital Warship next patch.
Cool, man. Well, yeah. Let us know if I guess we'll. You can be our No Man's Sky guinea pig and let us know if they change anything more that makes you excited.
Yeah.
Well, cool.
It's 2017, still talking No Man's Sky.
Well, to shift gears dramatically, Luke, you didn't get to see this game last week, and I know you would have gotten a kick out of it. Brian,
Oh,
you
yeah.
got to finish West of Loathing. Oh,
I
that's
did.
loud. Hold on. I'm just gonna let that play a little bit quiet. Why is this happening? Hold on. I'll fix this. Hold, please. There we go. Luke, check this
Yeah, I
out.
don't.
Okay.
I don't have
I'm
a
ready.
whole lot more to say than last week. It took me about 10 hours or so to finish it. It was worth every penny. I think it was $10, $9. Just funny, fun, entertaining all the way through. A lot of good, tongue-in-cheek humor.
Yep.
Like the animation just really pulls you into the world. It's very immersive.
It's very lifelike. It's almost
It is.
It's got an almost photorealistic quality to it. No,
Every
it's
Splatoon I could visit in the game. That was the highlight.
it's a lot of text, a lot of reading.
Yeah.
But it's set in a western area. What's the town called? Dirtwater.
Was it Dirtwater? I think?
Dirtwater. Yeah. There's definitely
Kind
some some nods to Westworld, I think here. But yeah.
Yep. Kind of a simple turn-based RPG, the Western setting, but it's got a lot of it's all tongue-in-cheek humor. It's all ridiculous humor, but really well done.
Does this doing anything for you, Luke? I know you like a western. This is
I do like Western, and yeah, it just seems pretty cool. I could probably at least get down on that a little bit. I do like the art style on it. It reminds me a lot of StakeDeath.com. Have you ever
The art's ridiculous,
seen that back
but-
in the day,
Yep.
circa 1999?
Yep. Just little stickmans doing fun stuff.
Like how
It's ridiculous
horse, that
looking,
was just
but-
hilarious.
Yeah.
You see the eyes on the horse?
Yes. Hey, that cracked me
They
up.
really
last-
leaned into it, so
Nice view.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. I like that.
It's got its own
I've heard it from a
feel.
few different people that it's really good, pretty funny.
yeah. I am
Yep.
pleased.
It took you
Cool.
10 hours?
Yeah. Which is about
Yeah.
right for a like a humor game. It's not gonna sustain me for 30 or 40 hours.
Dollar an hour. That's pretty good.
$1 an hour. It's all right.
I was going to ask you that as well.
There you go.
Is there any replayability?
There are 3 different classes, and there are 2 sidekicks to choose from. So yeah, I could see, waiting a few months and replaying it with a different class and a different sidekick.
Nice.
I think a cow puncher is one
Yeah.
of
I
them.
was
Vance
a
Cow
cow
Puncher?
puncher. Yep.
Yeah.
Nice.
Punch those cows. They'll never see it coming. All right, man. Well, I'm glad that you finished it, and I'm happy for you that you got to experience all the Splatoons. And,
Yeah. The
It's-
Splatoon
it's
dialogue was the best.
we're really doing this? Okay. All right. Here we go. You reach in, and it feels like death. That was pretty funny. All right, man. Well, the only other thing I played this week was my GameCube. I hooked up my GameCube, and I thought it would be a cool thing to show my daughter, to have her check it out, see some of the games that I grew up playing. And Brian was gracious enough to gift me the kingly gift of a original GameCube Wavebird wireless controller.
Yeah, man, I loved that thing. That was my first wireless controller.
I think it was the first wireless controller.
I
that
think
know
so,
of.
and it worked really well.
Yep.
Great on batteries. Yeah.
He also hooked me up with a copy of Double Dash, Mario Kart Double Dash, which, man, it's crazy like how similar it is. It's still very similar to Mario Kart 8, which I have on the Switch, but there are some things that are really cool about it. One being you have a partner on all of these, and that person gets to ride on the back and control throwing all of the power-ups that you pick up along the way. And so it's been perfect for my daughter, who is terrible at driving the cart, but she loves throwing turtle shells at people. So
Yeah, it's real fun as the driver trying to line up the shots and be on the same page as the shooter.
yep, going, okay, yep, shoot him right now. And she's gotten some like bullseye shots with green shells, which you actually do have to aim. And
They just go straight.
that's been a real cool thing. Like, we're both cheering and high-fiving each other, and it's been really fun, because a lot of times, like, the cool part about Mario Kart 8 is it has handicaps that I can turn on that kind of help her steer and help her accelerate and do all those things, because when she tries to drive, she gets confused, she gets turned around real easy, and tries to go the wrong way. And Double Dash is much less forgiving of that than the Mario Kart 8 is. So in this mode, we just let her be the gunner, and that's what she prefers anyway. So that's been real fun. The downside is you seem to only be able to play the Grand Prix mode with 2 people. At least when you're both on the same cart. I think that's how that works. And she compulsively wants to change characters. I don't think they make a difference, really, but she wants to be somebody different after every race, sometimes mid-race. And so that sometimes is a little jarring, because I have to leave, I have to quit out of the game and re-enter it in order to change people. But other than that, it's been great. And the other one that we played a lot of was Super Smash Bros. Melee, which, that's another classic. You can't really go wrong there. And again, it's perfect, because we can both queue up. I can switch it so that we're on the same team, and we can fight against the AI, and I can make them really, real basic, and we can both still have a good time beating up on Mario characters and stuff, Nintendo characters. So it's been awesome. I'm surprised how well these GameCube games have held up. I know a little while back, Brian, you and I talked about how, like, the N64 maybe not so much on a lot of those, like even Mario 64, which is regarded as one of the best platformers ever. It's rough. It's rough around the edges.
Yeah, it's
for
a little
sure.
rocky.
GameCube didn't feel that way. These still felt really, really well done, really polished, and just as I remember them. So that was pretty cool.
Good. Yeah,
You
it's
guys
very
still
cool
got
that you're getting some use out of it.
Yeah, it was just kind of a random thing. It's been sitting in my basement for I don't know how long, and when my
Got
parents,
a GameCube, got a tube TV. Why
yeah,
not?
my dad was moving and getting rid of an old tube TV, the same one that I had when I was growing up. So I'm like, I'll take it. I've got a little stand in the basement here. I can put it on, and it's not taking up any more room than anything else before. So I figured, why not? Time to hook it up. It's been cool. You guys got any old consoles laying around that you still have functional and hooked up?
PlayStation 2.
That's next
Every
on
once
my
in a
list.
great while.
I still have a
Think of my-
64 too.
I think in my parents' house, I still have my NES and SNES.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
I'm pretty
cool.
sure they still have both of those up in storage somewhere.
That's cool. I really wish I still had mine. That's a system I miss. I mean, I can
I
always,
really wish my Switch had a virtual console for them. there it is.
There it is. You hearing us, Nintendo? You bastards.
Now this, I think at one point my mom asked me if she could get rid of them or give them to someone. I'm like, no, you cannot.
Give them to me.
And if I ever found out that they were given away, it will break my heart.
Yeah, you should go acquire those. You should get them back. You hook them up, dust them off, give them some love. There's no better way to play Super Metroid right now, Luke, than on the original thing. So there you go. Or you could pre-order, a Super Nintendo Retro Mini and
Walmart.com.
get it right from Walmart. I'm sure sure it won't get canceled on you.
I wonder how much a Super Metroid SNES cartridge cost on eBay.
you have the full power of the internet right in front of you.
I don't think it's too bad. I think it's like maybe $20, 20 or $30.
Yeah, 30, 200, 67, 55. Yeah,
It's all over the place.
yeah, all over the place.
I
know
think I
the
still have my copy here, so
I know the Japanese one sells for over $100.
That's a lot of dollars.
Yeah,
I have my Super Metroid and my Link to the Past here, so I'd hook you up.
That's awesome. You would never get either of those back.
I don't have anything to play them on, so
Oh, with our powers
right.
combined.
There you go. See. Well, Brian, I would like you to tell me about this game that I've been like excited to hear about you play for a while now. It's called Torment: Tides of Numenera. Numenera.
There
Tides of
you go.
Numenera. There it is.
Numenor?
yeah, I was a Kickstarter backer for this game 3 years ago, 4 years ago. I don't know. It's been a while. It just went into full release earlier this year, maybe a few months ago.
Uh-oh.
I tried it and I had a false start on it, and I came back to it just this week, and I kind of felt the same. I don't know if this kind of Baldur's Gate-esque isometric, game still works for me, or what. I put maybe 2 or 3 hours into it this week, and it hasn't grabbed me yet. I think putting the Planescape name on it is a blessing and a curse, because it instantly, got all the funding and got everyone's attention, but then asking it to live up to that, it's just not possible.
Is it the same kind of idea? Is it like a central city or a hub world that you're kind of focused on and exploring, or is it?
I'm just in the starting city, so I can't see how much of it stays there. It's definitely a melting pot of different races and different kinds of extraplanar beings. In the story, there's a god, I think, called the Changing God, and every time he changes bodies or assumes like a new form, his old body gets cast down and becomes a person, and you're one of his husks that's got some of his memories, but you're just a person.
Interesting. Okay. All right.
It's an interesting setup, but yeah, I don't know. It's fine. It just hasn't grabbed my attention yet, and I have a lot of fondness for this kind of game. I was not sure if they still work for me anymore. Like, I played Pillars of Eternity a couple of years ago. I put 30 or 40 hours into it, but didn't finish it. I played Beyond Divinity, Original Sin, I think it was called.
Divinity. Yep.
Another one of these.
Series,
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah. Likewise, I put 20 or 30 hours into it and kind of fell away from it. So
20 or 30 hours, though. I mean, that's a good. I mean, that's
it's
a good,
substantial. But
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Yeah. Even if you
Didn't
don't
finish
finish it. Sure. That is surprising, though. This was number 2 of your top 100 games of all time, was it? Or top 50, right?
Yeah. I loved Planescape Torment, but this is a really successor in name only. It's
Gotcha.
yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to recapture, if it's just a whole nother thing with a Torment paint job and renaming of things, then that's
Yeah, and I'm not far enough into it to shit on it or anything, or say it's badly done or anything like that. Just
hasn't
I don't
hooked
know.
you in the
Torment
same
was
way.
kind of lightning in a bottle for me. That's impossible to
Right time, right
recapture.
place. Yeah.
Yep.
I hear you.
Yeah, just the music and the voice acting, and like at the time the setting was very unique. The story, that was much more unique than it is now. Like just like very philosophical, introspective story that you didn't see
Right.
like 20 years ago or 19 years ago, whenever it came out. It's a lot more common now than it was then.
Is all the dialogue voiced in the game, or do you still have to read
A little bit it's voiced, an awful lot of it's just reading though.
Gotcha.
And that's
I noted-
something that Planescape had as well, was just reams of text to read.
That I think that used to be more acceptable to me than it is now. Like,
Right.
I don't know. There's a
Well, just the volume of stuff, it'd be tough
Be a
having
massive
everything.
undertaking, sure.
Like this conversation with this NPC's got 6 different, dialogue trees I can pursue, and I might never talk to that person. Who knows?
Interesting. Well, good stuff, man. I hope that it lives up if you give it any more time, and hope it reels you in. But if not,
I'm busy ranching slimes.
I know, right? What are you gonna do? Got
Yeah.
slime to ranch. You got slime to ranch. Good stuff, man. Well, let's get into. Did I miss anything? Is that everything? I think that's all of them. I think we talked about it.
Yeah, I think
I
so.
think we got it all.
Let's get into what the news. A little bit of news. All right. So the news. Crackdown 3. Delayed to 2018. What do you guys think
Cool.
about that?
Yeah, I think that was the one they were trying to make a big deal of. We're going to launch the 1X, and you're going to get Crackdown 3 alongside it. It's going to be great.
Yeah, and nope. it's
Yeah.
it's not gonna
I
happen
don't know.
until spring.
Crackdown felt like a very pleasant surprise, but it didn't feel like the kind of thing where I want a franchise that I'm going to look forward to the next entry. I don't know.
Microsoft needs a system seller that is not Halo.
Yeah, Halo and Forza.
They
Forza and Halo.
they just can't kick out those games fast enough, and I wouldn't want them to.
I don't think anyone's got the same reverence for Halo at this point in the series that they had with 3
Right.
and 4. Same for Gears, kind of.
Even 4 was kind of starting to be the fall off point.
Yeah, I hear the same thing about Gears, where it's like, Gears was good, but no one's super geeked about it anymore.
There's an element of this too. It's reminding me a lot of what happened with Nintendo, and they release, a new console that doesn't blow anyone's socks off. It doesn't do anything real radical, and there's not a whole lot of games to play on it that people are.
It's going to be
caring about.
$500.
And so, I'm talking about the Xbox One.
Yeah,
at
yeah.
this point, like they didn't
Yeah.
get the buy-in. They didn't have the people convert that. The 360. Everyone had a 360 almost.
Well, And it's exclusives. It always comes back to exclusives, at least for me. And
Yeah.
that's the double-edged sword of having all these, cross-platform play on your PC. It's like, okay, I will play on my PC.
Yeah,
I'm not going to get an Xbox.
Yep. It's a bummer, but I don't think Crackdown was ever a system seller, and I know people liked it, but it reminded me a lot of when I played
It was dumb
the
fun.
Saints Row
Yeah.
games. Yeah, they're just kind of mindless.
It was good dumb
open
fun.
world.
You can run and jump over a building and
Punch a car through a wall.
Good.
Yeah.
get sent on a mission to go kill minorities. That's what Crackdown was.
All right. Well, if you're waiting on a razor's
So,
edge to
2017 was the time for it.
yeah, there you go. And now it's 2018. So yeah, there you go. What's this one? BioWare slams the door. Let's open this up. Let's see what it is. Okay, so yeah, no more single player content for Mass Effect Andromeda.
Nope, they are done.
And
There was a lot of back and forth about whether or not there was going to be new content out for it, patches, all that sort of stuff, and they are officially saying that no more single player updates are being created.
As good as it's going to get.
Yep. So there's some multiplayer editions, because apparently Mass Effect Andromeda had multiplayer. But they're updating that still. I doubt for very long, to be honest, because I think there's basically just going to be wrapping it up, getting done with it.
It's so weird. We live in such a strange time where. Ask me 5 years ago if I thought that BioWare RPGs were going to be in trouble. Like, I can't imagine a world where we'd be talking about a Mass Effect game that got roasted that hard and basically relegated to non-existence so quickly after release. Like, that just blows my mind. So,
it's crazy with how much BioShock 1 and 2 and 3 had the horrible ending, but still, like, they were all considered great titles, and Andromeda comes out and just gets roasted.
I think their parent company wanted to get it on the books before the end of the fiscal year, so shove that thing out the door.
Yeah.
Come hell or high water.
Yeah, it's another example of publisher pushing something out too quickly.
Which is disturbing because, I mean, EA has Madden that they can count on. They've got a few franchises that are just slam dunks for them. And I thought the BioWare studio was one of those. Like, everything they put out just seemed to be gold for a while there. Dragon Age 2 didn't get a ton of critical acclaim, but it was still a successful game. The follow-up, Inquisition, was winning Game of the Year awards all over the place and regarded as one of the better ones in the series. I don't know, Mass Effect 3 had some controversy about the ending, but was overall considered a good game. And this was just from the moment people set their eyes on it, just torn apart. So I don't blame them for abandoning ship and just letting this one sink and hopefully be forgotten.
I don't think they were going to redeem it.
Yeah, but it's a weird time we live in. People don't care about Gears of War or Mass Effect. It's
all about ranching slimes nowadays.
Yep.
Zelda is back in the zeitgeist, and
Skyrim's out.
Skyrim. Luke doesn't care about Skyrim. Crazy time. Well, anyway, what do I got next year? I got something. Hold on. I'm good at this. This is a thing. Am I though? I have one more thing. Oh yeah, Wild West Online. Who put this in here? Ooh,
I did.
This. Luke, what's about Wild West Online?
I think we touched on it a little while ago. At least mentioned it.
We did. We touched on it.
PC Gamer got to do a little a demo of it. They had to go to the developer and check it out, and it seems okay. Something that I would definitely gonna kind of keep on my radar and check it out. Especially after watching Westworld. Might as well call it Westworld Online.
It's first person. I wasn't expecting that.
Yep, first person Western MMO. I guess it's a huge map, beautiful scenery. You can own plots of land, and
huge plots of land.
Huge plots of land. So there's a lot of content missing. It's very, very early stages right now. They said that the world itself felt very empty. There's no wildlife in it yet.
They straight up ripped off Red Dead Redemption's UI.
Yes.
It's one for one. You squint and you'd think it was the same game. That's crazy.
It's got a lot of potential. You can be a bandit or a lawman. You can pan for gold. You can set up ambushes.
Are those the two choices?
Yep, that's it. It's the Wild West. Those are literally your only two choices in the Wild West.
Can I run a market?
No.
Does
not
Will
anything that you
Smith-
do in the Wild West.
Does Will Smith feature prominently in the theme song at all?
No.
Oh, all right. Well,
But I hear there's going to be a large mechanical spider in an expansion.
well, of course.
In the third act?
What are you gonna do? How are you not gonna do that? It's gotta have it.
It's something that it's got definite potential. There's a lot of missing features in it right now, but
I can tell you that the
keep it on my radar.
horse riding animation could use some work. Doesn't look great.
Oh, that's lifelike. That's how horses look.
It's very
Can
stiff.
you confirm?
Yeah. When I want horse info, I go to Brian Maxwell and Luke Phillips because I know those guys know horses.
Well, one of us.
Yeah.
I've ridden
Anyway.
a horse once. briefly.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Yep. For minutes I did.
Yeah.
And then I
So, yeah.
determined that that was cruel and unusual punishment for the horse and decided to stop. So yeah, there we go.
Wild West World Online coming
Wild
sometime.
West World Online. Get after it. Get on it. It looks neat in screenshots.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll be great. I'm sure it'll be really fun. I can tell you this: I won't be paying a monthly fee for it. Did they say anything about that yet? Has anyone said?
No, I didn't see anything about that. Hopefully, it's free to play because yeah, I'm kind of with you. With those graphics,
Not for those graphics.
Curious, what would you guys prefer? Like buying it up front and then no monthly
Yes.
fee, or just like free to play but with extra like cosmetics that you can optionally buy?
Here's the deal. Go ahead, Luke. I'll let you go first.
I'll say a game like this, go ahead, charge me up front 40, 50, 60 bucks, whatever, and let me play for free.
That's what I
That-
prefer to.
I think I would too.
Dabble in some cosmetic upgrades if you want, that's fine.
That is basically how every online game that I'm into works. Like,
That's I don't like seeing special currency or like, hey, whip out your credit card and buy this set of armor for $2.99.
yeah, like be woefully underpowered unless you are constantly dumping money into the game. Like that doesn't work for me. Every game that I've interacted with in any kind of capacity over the last probably 4 years hasn't had a monthly subscription or been a totally free to play thing that allows you to buy stuff. It seems like the only way you can get like any kind of balanced content that at a reasonable price is what you said earlier. Charge me $60 for it and don't make any of the stuff that you can pay for give you a real advantage. Just, I mean, maybe XP boosts, maybe skins and cosmetics, but and then do full expansions, do DLC, content patches that are then $10, $15, whatever. I'm fine with that too, but I'm done with the whole pay $15 a month and buy the game and buy expansions. Warcraft.
I do believe that at one point in the video they say that the clothing that they were wearing had no stat upgrades on it. It was all
Okay.
cosmetic. So
That's
I could
cool.
see them selling that.
Yeah. That would be
Buy a new hat for $1.99.
I'm okay with that kind of stuff. I feel like that's the best way to do it. Guild Wars 2 had that right out of the gate, and it worked great. Elder Scrolls Online works that way now.
Star Wars Old Republic, I believe, is mostly that way.
An example of this going the other route, I remember originally Lord of the Rings Online was a game that I played a lot, and that was a buy it and then it's a monthly subscription thing. They converted it to free to play, and when they did that, it sucked real hard. Like entire zones on the map got grayed out, and you got told if you walked into them, like, go ahead and get some money ready because you got to buy this now. And that's when I was like, okay, I'm done. This is no bueno anymore.
Making a character and seeing I can make these 4 classes, but those 3, those are extra. There's part of my brain that recoils at that.
Yep, I agree. Well, I think that does it for the news. Yeah, it was kind of a slow news week. There wasn't a whole lot going on in gaming news, but
We had to dig deep for those.
yeah. Luke, you had something on here about upcoming games that you're stoked about.
Yeah, I was kind of curious on what games we all were looking forward to playing in the upcoming months. I think we're kind of getting out of the summer doldrums right now and about to head into the fall time with some new releases, and curious what you guys wanted to play.
It's weird for me. I don't find myself like super duper stoked about any one game. Like Shadow of War is probably still the one that's like the only game I'm hyped for. Mario is on there, but I was saying earlier I have this weird detachment since I haven't played a proper Mario game in so long that I don't have that anticipation for it. Like I'm not I don't know.
Right.
I'm cautiously hyped for it, I guess, if that's fair. But yeah, that's really it for me. I don't know. I can't think of anything else off the top of my head that I'm like itching to play.
What about you, Ryan?
Yeah. Probably Mario Odyssey. You know, the Yoshi game looked real good. I don't know if that's
Yeah.
due for this year or not. Dragon
thought it
Quest
was.
XI is not coming out till next year in the U.S., so
Yeah.
not a whole lot.
What's on your hype list, Luke?
Well, Destiny 2 PC beta comes out in a week and a half or so, August 29th, I want to say, or the 28th if you've pre-ordered it. I really want to check that out. Get a
Diablo
few
with
days
guns.
of that. Yeah.
I'm interested in that too.
So this is really going to be the time where it determines if I'm going to buy it or not. If I'm going to just jump right into this game and check it out.
You know what interests me about Destiny is it looks like they've really kind of tried to do best of both worlds. Like it's all guns and stuff, but then you can also be like, I think the Warlock class gets to fly up into the sky with a flaming sword and wings and stuff, and rain down chaos upon people with a fire sword. That does something for me.
Those all sound like things you want.
Those all sound like
Those
Tyler
are
things.
Tyler things.
Yeah, so I think they realize that and are really leaning into that in this one because every class seems to have like these crazy superpowers now that I'm curious to know if you can kind of like spec yourself to do more of that stuff and not so much of holding the right trigger down, because I like shooters, but I don't like these kinds of shooters usually, where it's, hey, just fill this thing with bullets for a long time. Borderlands did that, and I did not like Borderlands, so we'll see. I'll try it. I'm going to play the beta with you. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm going to play the beta. Cautiously optimistic about it.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it's going to be good because Diablo with guns with other people just sounds awesome.
Yeah.
I want to get into that, but
It's Bungie, you know. They've made some really great Halo games over the years, and I want to like it. I want to be into it. So we'll see. We'll try it. Give it a go.
the other thing that's coming out relatively soon is the Dishonored 2 standalone, Death of
I
the
saw
Outsider,
that. Yeah. That seems
coming out in
interesting.
about 3 weeks.
I should finish that game.
Yeah, you really should.
Didn't you tell me I was like one mission away or something? like
Yeah, I
that,
think
Luke?
you were about to go to the last level. And
Boy, I really liked that game too.
yeah, it shows you really did.
I did. I was really into it. For like 2 weeks, and
And just not.
I don't know why. I should finish that. I will try to finish that before the end of the year. I'll finish Dishonored 2.
All right, you heard it here, folks.
You heard it here. If I don't, I'll eat a sock. How's that? All right.
So yeah, those are the ones that are coming out soon that I'm most excited for.
Good stuff. Well, I think it's gonna pretty much do it for this week, folks. Thanks for tuning in, everyone that joined us at Questlogcast. No, they didn't do that. They joined us at twitch.tv/Questlogcast. That's where you can find us every week when we go live. You can follow us on Twitter at Questlogcast. You can email the show. You can do that by going into the email application of your choice and entering mail@questlogcast.com into the to field. You can send us whatever you want.
Sign into AOL.com.
Yeah, use the keyword Questlog, and I'm sure that'll work. You can send us anything really, stuff you want to talk about. You got any good eggplant stew recipes? We had that one time. Just any old thing, and yeah, that's gonna pretty much do it. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you guys next week.
Catch you next time.
Have a good week.